Hey everybody, welcome back to Leosophy. Instead of doing the questions, which I normally do reserve on Sunday, I have been switching it up a little bit every now and again with like recommended reading. And it got me to thinking, what is reading? And I don't mean in like a, trying to be deep or anything. I just mean we use this word a lot. I hear it so much, both ironically, sincerely, negatively, and pejoratively and positively, and that is consumption. What media are you consuming? I hear that a lot, and I don't remember ever hearing it until like the past 2 or 3 years, but I hear it a lot now. What media are you consuming? Um, and books and film and television and music, by extension, they're all a form of they're all a diet. They're an abstract mental diet. You take physical compounds into your body, and that becomes your body, right? You eat the flesh of a cow, and the cow becomes the muscle in your body. Its flesh becomes yours. You you drink clean, pristine water, and that water becomes part of your body, very temporarily, but still becomes part of your body. You drink contaminated water, the contamination becomes part of your body. You eat garbage processed foods, and those become part of your body. And you can see this garbage in, garbage out attitude regarding physical health, regarding, not too much of a glare, regarding the things you physically put in your body having an effect on you physically. And yet we don't really give as much attention, I don't think. And I'm just making a broad, sweeping generalization, not laying on anybody specifically, but I know I certainly don't often give a lot of thought as to like a mental diet, an emotional diet. The things that we put into our minds, become us. And there's a lot of negative things now that we can circulate and put into our minds, our mental diet. That's very negative. And the reading recommendations made me really start thinking about this. Like, how much time do I spend consuming garbage, like mental garbage, the fast food of the brain, on social media, on YouTube, on the news. And this is not some hypocritical attempt of saying, everything in pop culture is vapid and bad for you, and I live in a yurt on a mountain and all I read is Diogenes. And like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, like, I've started thinking about it just the same way that somebody who's in poor physical condition might start cataloging what they eat and keeping track and thinking, oh wow, yeah, I need to cut that out of my life and add that because that's not good for me in the long run. So likewise, I've been thinking about that. Like, what do I consume mentally, and how does it affect me? And I've noticed several things. One, when I do check things out on social media, most of it's negative. Most of it's really negative, vitriolic. And that's, by the way, not even a judgment that I'm making about social media, because it's actually more a judgment about me, because I don't look for puppies and kittens when I go on there. I look at things that's going to make me mad. Similarly, everybody knows that this is a sweeping generalization, especially with boomers. Everybody knows that one person who they get all their news, throughout the day. Just the same recycled. They'll watch the same negative story, 8, 9 times just to see if there's any updates. And how paranoid and cynical does anyone who does that tend to be? Extremely. I've noticed it even with, when I do look for something positive, and this kind of is like a little throwback to the misanthropy episode that I did. I've noticed, you can watch something like, fireman rescues puppy from a burning building, something really nice, and the top 10 comments will be things like, this restores my faith in humanity. Okay, well, you're a person. Why was your faith in humanity so shaken before you saw this fireman rescue a puppy? Yeah, I see that quite often. Even when you see something positive, the brain, because the mental diet is so full of negative things, they have to spin it into something negative, something bad. I've seen that so many times. You see a wonderful story, a wonderful account, but some good news, and the vast majority of responses are some means of turning it into something negative. And so it got me to thinking, like, the best media to consume, in my opinion, is, and I know this is going to sound pretentious and pedantic, and I feel like I should have a monocle when I say it, and like maybe a opera cape or something. But really, I really encourage people, if you're interested in self-improvement, not just physical, but mental, psychological, read more. Read a combination of, in my opinion, throughout the week, every day, read, even if it reduces your reading time, read a little bit of something nonfiction, preferably nonfiction in relation to philosophy or self-improvement or religion, something that's not like true stories about a woman who strangled her baby, like none of that murder stuff. Nice things, I know I mentioned it before sarcastically, but Diogenes, accounts of him, biographies of people that you find inspiring, even self-help books, which I know that people, trash on them, but things of that sort, positive things, The Art of War, The War of Art, good books that will make you happy. Right now, for example, I'm just starting Jonathan Foer's, it's hard to remember, which is funny because that's what it's about, Dancing on the Moon with Einstein. It's a book about memory, about improving your memory. It's really, so far I'm only like 5% through it. I just started, but it's been really great. And in terms of fiction, lately I've been reading more high fantasy ever since Razorfist started talking about Elric of Melniboné. Really, whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I'm flipping talking about, or maybe you don't. Things like that, positive experiences, things that even if they have negative components, and by the way, this is not me saying that you shouldn't read anything with conflict or tragedy. I'm just saying read things that make you feel better, not just about yourself, but about the world at large, because we are being bombarded almost in a weaponized way, arguably in a weaponized way, by negative things. I think that's really unpleasant, and it affects us. It's who we are. That news story that you saw about, insert horrible thing here, and then that website you went to where it was just people trash talking each other, including you trash talking somebody for, what kind of souffle they like, and then you go on social media and you see similar accounts, and then you watch some sort of murder-related story. It's just, we're bombarded with very negative things, with junk food for the brain. And I just think that it would be really nice. I might start making lists of non and fiction books, that to sort of account for that. Maybe read this instead of that. Like eat this, not that. Read this, not that. Listen to this, not that. And similarly, this is where I was going with the monocle opera cloak thing. I know this is going to sound so fuddy-duddy, but music without words. Listen to more music that doesn't have lyrics in it, because lyrics tend to make your mind wander into whatever is being suggested by those lyrics, and music that will let aspects of your conscious and subconscious sort of bubble up to the surface. Classical music, man, and even more modern music that doesn't have lyrics in it, just instrumental, it's so good for you, or at least, I'm making a sweeping generalization, but it's at least good for me. I've noticed that my imagination really gets to stretch its legs when I listen to music that doesn't have lyrics, whereas if I listen to music with lyrics, it just tells me a story, and it's usually a very negative, vapid kind of story. If all you're listening to has just the word booty replaced over and over again, just maybe listen to something else and see how it makes you feel and how it makes you think, and the subsequent thoughts and actions that stem from that. Sorry about being so holier than thou in this video, but it's something I've noticed, and it's something I wanted to share, and I hope it makes you think about what you're putting into your brain and how that affects you, your day, your life. That's all I got. Like, share, subscribe, keep asking questions. Bye.